Every kingdom has its origin story, a moment of fire and chaos, where something new is forged from the ashes of the old. South Africa in the early 1990s was such a moment. And from the vibrant, resilient townships of Soweto, a sound emerged, a slow, deliberate, bass-heavy beat. It wasn't just music, it was a declaration, the sound of freedom, the sound of a generation finally able to speak, to dance, to be. They called it Kwaito, and with every kingdom, there must be a king. For decades, the question has echoed through the streets, debated in shebeens, argued over on social media, whispered in the halls of the industry. Who truly wears the crown? Who is the undisputed King of Kwaito? The media crowned one. The streets swear by another. Sales charts point to a different name entirely. The truth is not what you think. The answer is a secret buried deep within the very fabric of the genre itself. A secret we are going to unearth today. The candidates for the throne are legends. Their names are etched into history. But a crown is a heavy thing. It is not given. It is earned. And it can be broken. To understand who truly deserves it, we must first journey back to the beginning, to the man they call the Originator. His name is Arthur Mafokate, and in 1995 he dropped a bomb on the nation. A song titled Kafir, a word soaked in hatred, reclaimed and repurposed as a weapon of defiance. It was explosive. It was dangerous. It sold over 500,000 copies. It was, by all accounts, the first true Kwaito hit. The public and the press anointed him, then and there, the King of Kwaito. He built an empire from that moment, founded his own record label, created iconic dance moves, won awards. He is, without question, the pioneer, the man who lit the fuse. But a shadow falls over this king's reign. Court battles, allegations, investigations into millions in missing community funds. A high court judge suggesting a property was bought with the proceeds of unlawful activity. The question hangs in the air, toxic and unavoidable. Can a king rule if his throne is built on a foundation of scandal? Is the originator's legacy one of pure innovation? Or is it forever fractured? The crown on his head seems unstable. But what if the title of king was never about the spotlight? What if the true power was hidden in the shadows, behind the boards? Enter the ghost in the machine, the architect. While Arthur was dominating the airwaves, another figure was designing the very sound those waves carried. Mdu Masilela, the Godfather. His influence is the bedrock, a member of Deluxe, a prolific producer, a sonic innovator. He is the man credited with pioneering the log drum sound, a sound that is now the absolute heartbeat of the modern phenomenon known as Amapiano. Think about that. The sound that defines South African music today was born from his mind decades ago. He wasn't always the face on the poster. He was the genius in the studio, the kingmaker, providing the tools, the blueprint, the very sound that every other artist used to build their castles. His reign is not measured in headlines but in frequencies. His crown is not made of gold, but of innovation. A Summer Award in 2001 cemented his status. But his true award is hearing his DNA in every Amapiano track that dominates the charts today. The Godfather's influence is eternal, undeniable. But is a kingmaker himself a king? Unless the most powerful king is not the artist, nor the producer, but the man who built the entire kingdom. And then there is the empire. A young visionary named Oskido looked at the raw, explosive energy of Kwaito and saw something more. He saw an industry. Alongside others, he co-founded the legendary Kalawa Jazz Me record label. This wasn't just a business, it was a dynasty. Boom Shaka, Bongo Muffin, Mafikizolo, Trompies. These weren't just artists, they were Kalawa artists, headliners, chart toppers, culture shifters. Oskido provided the platform, the commercial structure, the machine that took Kwaito from the township streets to the national stage, and then to the world. He is the mogul, the architect. His recent Lifetime Achievement Award is a testament to a legacy that stretches far beyond Kwaito into Afro House and Amapiano. He mentors, he builds, he creates ecosystems where music can thrive. He is, in every sense of the word, a kingmaker. His power is immense, vast, but is it the power of a king or the power behind the throne? So we have our three pillars, the Originator, the Godfather, the Mogul. The foundation is set, the genre is booming, but now a new generation rises and they want the crown for themselves. Enter the phenomenon, Kabelo Mabalane, first as part of the trio TKZ. Their 1998 hit, Shibobo, wasn't just a song, it was a national event. It became the fastest-selling CD single by a South African artist ever. Their album went platinum. Then, Kabelo went solo. And what happened next redefined the very meaning of commercial success in Kwaito. His debut album, Everybody Watching, platinum. Weeks. His second album, Rebel with a Cause, double platinum. His third, And the Beat Goes On, triple platinum. Let that sink in. Triple platinum. These numbers dwarf the sales of the pioneers. They represent a tidal wave of mainstream dominance. Kabelo wasn't just making music, he was manufacturing anthems. Pansula for Life became a generational rallying cry. His personal story of redemption from addiction to inspiration adds a layer of mythos. Here is a commercial king, yes, but also a role model. A man who conquered his demons and then conquered the charts. The numbers don't lie. By the cold, hard metric of sales and cultural penetration, the crown seems to be slipping toward his head. Is this it? Is the King of Kwaito the one with the platinum plaques to prove it? But what is a king without his people? What is success if it doesn't lift up those who are struggling? It becomes grittier, darker. The beat is slower, more ominous. The sound of a police siren echoes faintly in the distance, then fades. And this is where our story takes its most dramatic turn, because another artist looked at the celebration in Kwaito and asked, "Is this all there is?" He felt the genre had no message, no soul, and he was determined to change it. And his name is Bongi Nkosi Dlamini, but you know him as Zola 7, an actor from the brutal realism of Yizo Yizo. He brought that same unflinching truth to his music. His lyrics weren't about partying, they were about survival, poverty, crime, the raw, unfiltered reality of township life. Songs like Madlwembe gave a voice to the voiceless. He didn't just join Kwaito, he weaponized it. And then, he did the unthinkable. He transcended music entirely. His reality TV show, Zola 7, wasn't about fame. It was about hope. He used his platform to change lives, to help people achieve their dreams. He became a social worker, a philanthropist, a modern-day folk hero, the people's king. And crucially, his message was a commercial powerhouse. His debut album, Umdlwembe, sold over 300,000 copies, a staggering number that surpasses even the Originator's famed single. He won Artist of the Year. He won Song of the Year. So we are left with 5 giants, 5 monarchs of different realms. Arthur, the king of origins, shrouded in controversy. Mdu, the king of sound, the eternal influencer. Oskido, the king of industry, the builder of empires. Kabelo, the king of sales, the commercial titan. And Zola, the king of the people, the heart and conscience. The debate is a maze. Each one has a claim so strong, so compelling, that to choose one seems to insult the others. The tension is real. The mystery is deep. So who is it? Who is the true king of Kwaito? The answer is, there is no single king. The question itself is a trick, a fallacy. You cannot crown a single monarch over a kingdom built by a council. Kwaito is not a dictatorship. It is a collective, a multifaceted crown, and each of these men holds a piece of it. Arthur Mafokate holds the piece for origins. Without his initial spark, the fire never lights. Mdu Masilela holds the piece for sound. Without his blueprint, the music has no soul. Oskido holds the piece for empire. Without his structure, the kingdom collapses. Kabelo Mabalane holds the piece for commerce. Without his success, the genre lacks power. And Zola 7 holds the piece for purpose. Without his heart, the music loses its meaning. Together, they form the complete, magnificent, and enduring crown of Kwaito. To try and separate them is to misunderstand the very nature of what they built. They didn't just make music, they soundtracked a nation's rebirth. They provided the rhythm for freedom. So the next time you hear that slow, iconic bass line, that log drum, that melodic rap, remember, you are not listening to the work of one king. You are listening to the legacy of a dynasty. The King of Kwaito is not a man, it is an idea, a moment,